This is an erotic romance titled A Dangerous Obsession, a dark and intense story of obsession, desire, and a bond that consumes both body and soul. Synopsis. The moment he lays eyes on her, the bond snaps into place. She is his, and nothing else matters. But his obsession grows to dangerous levels. He won't let her talk to other males. He follows her everywhere, and the thought of losing her drives him into a rage. When she tries to leave, he hunts her down, whispering, "You don't understand, I can't breathe without you."
Hazel's point of view.
The night air was cold against my fur. I moved silently through the forest, my paws pressing into the damp earth. The scent of wet trees and soil surrounded me, familiar yet different tonight. The forest was always my safe place, my escape. But now, something felt wrong. Everything was too quiet. No birds singing, no insects buzzing, no leaves rustling in the wind, just silence. A feeling crept over me, crawling up my spine. It felt like the world was holding its breath. I knew I shouldn't be out this late. The elders always warned us, don't go too far when the moon is full. But I never listened. I had run through these paths my whole life. I knew the way better than anyone. I had never been afraid. Until now. Then, I heard it. A low howl rose through the night, long and deep. It sent a shiver through me. My paws stopped moving. My ears twitched, listening carefully. I had heard wolves before, but this was different. It wasn't a normal howl. It wasn't a call to the others. It felt like a warning. Or worse, a claim. My heart pounded in my chest. My breath felt too loud in the quiet air. Slowly, I took a step back, then another. My instincts screamed at me to leave, to go home, to be somewhere safe. Crack. I froze. A branch snapped behind me. Someone was there. I turned quickly, my sharp eyes scanning the dark trees. My breath was unsteady, my muscles tensed as I prepared to run or fight. Nothing moved. No shadow, no sound, but I could feel it. A presence. Something watching me, waiting. I needed to run. The wind shifted, carrying a scent towards me. It was strong, wild, and unmistakably male. My breath caught in my throat. My body reacted before my mind understood what was happening. Heat spread through me, confusing and unexpected. My claws dug slightly into the earth as a strange feeling curled in my stomach. The scent wrapped around me, sinking into my skin like it belonged there. Then a voice. Deep, dark, close. Mine. A chill ran down my spine. My paws felt frozen in place. My heart pounded so hard I could hear it in my ears. I didn't see him, but I felt him. He was near. Too near. I swallowed hard and forced myself to growl, though it came out quieter than I wanted. "Who's there?" No answer. The silence stretched, thick and heavy. I could almost hear my own pulse. Then soft footsteps, slow, careful, moving closer. I stepped back, my paws pressing into the damp earth. "Stay away," I said, though it didn't sound like a command. It sounded like a plea. A low growl rumbled through the darkness. It made my fur bristle. "You don't understand," the voice said, smooth and possessive. "I can't stay away." A massive wolf stepped from the shadows. Broad shoulders, powerful legs, thick dark fur that glowed under the moonlight. His golden eyes burned, glowing fiercely in the night. They locked onto me, intense and unblinking. Something inside me snapped. It was sudden, like a rope tightening between us, a force pulling me toward him. My breath hitched, my body swayed slightly before I forced myself to stand still. No. I didn't know what this was, but I couldn't let it take me. He took another step closer. His scent grew stronger, wrapping around me, sinking deeper into my skin. My stomach twisted in confusion. His golden eyes never left mine. "Do you feel it?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. Because yes, I felt it. A bond, a connection, Something I had never known before, something I didn't want. I took another step back. I don't know who you are, but I don't belong to you. His lips curled slightly, revealing sharp fangs. Not a smile, something darker. You will. The way he said it sent a shiver through me. Not from fear, from something else, something I didn't want to name. I shook my head. I need to go. He tilted his head slightly, studying me like I was a puzzle he was trying to solve. You can try. Something about the way he said it made my blood run cold. I turned sharply and ran. Branches whipped past me. My paws pounded against the ground. My breath came fast as I pushed forward deeper into the trees. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. But I knew. I could feel him following me. He was faster, stronger, and worst of all, he wasn't going to let me go. I ran for what felt like forever. The forest blurred past me, but no matter how fast I was, his presence never faded. He wasn't just chasing me, he was hunting me. My lungs burned, my legs ached, but I didn't stop. I couldn't. Then, in a heartbeat, the ground disappeared beneath me. I yelped as I tumbled down a steep slope, crashing through ferns and loose dirt before landing hard in a shallow stream. Water splashed around me, and pain flared through my limbs. I forced myself up, shaking out my soaked fur. My ears perked as I listened, trying to hear if he had followed me down. Silence. For a moment, I thought I had lost him. Then, a shadow appeared at the top of the slope. He stood there, his golden eyes glowing like fire in the darkness, his body tall and still, unbothered, watching me. Trapped. I took a step back, my paws sinking into the mud. Stay away, I growled, but it was weaker this time. He didn't move, but his voice came, deep and calm. Why are you running? I bared my teeth. Because I don't want this, whatever this is. He finally stepped forward, slow and controlled as he descended. You're lying. I forced myself to stand firm, even as my body betrayed me, as the bond hummed between us. I don't even know you. His gaze darkened. He lifted his head slightly, and then, in a flash, his massive wolf form shimmered. A moment later, a man stood in his place. Tall, broad shoulders, dark tousled hair. His golden eyes remained the same, burning into me with an intensity that made my breath catch. Recognition struck me like lightning. I jerked back, my paws slipping slightly in the water. My chest tightened in disbelief. A name that trended across the world. A ruler known for his calmness, his power, his ruthless control. And now, he was looking at me like I was the only thing that had ever mattered. Shift, he commanded. I hesitated. He stepped into the water, walking toward me, his movements slow but purposeful. I took a step back, then another. His voice was lower now, softer. Are you running from me, mate? The way he said it made my body tense. It wasn't just a question. It was a challenge, a truth he already knew the answer to. My instincts screamed at me to run, but something else, something more dangerous, kept me frozen in place. He took another step closer, the water rippling around his bare feet. His dark hair clung slightly to his forehead, his sculpted jaw tight, his golden eyes unreadable. He was composed, controlled, yet I could feel the restraint in him, like a beast barely held back. Shift, he ordered again, voice low but firm. I clenched my jaw, my claws digging into the wet earth beneath me. I didn't want to shift, not in front of him, not when my body still hummed with the pull of the bond, making my thoughts a tangled mess. I don't take orders from you, I growled, but even to my own ears my voice lacked strength. His lips twitched slightly, almost like he was amused, almost. You will. His certainty sent a chill through me. I forced my legs to move, pushing myself backward, trying to put distance between us, but for every step I took he followed, closing the space with ease. The water wasn't a barrier to him. Nothing was. You don't have to be afraid, he murmured. I'm not afraid. Then why won't you shift? Because if I did, I would be vulnerable. Because if I did, I wouldn't be able to hide the truth written all over my face, that I could feel the bond, that it was already seeping into my soul, tying me to him in a way I didn't want. He exhaled slowly, his head tilting slightly, studying me like he was trying to see past the walls I had built. "I won't hurt you." I swallowed, my body rigid. I didn't believe that. Not because I thought he would harm me, but because this connection, this thing between us, was already dangerous. "You're the alpha of the Black Moon Pack," I whispered, the words trembling slightly as they left my lips. It wasn't a question, it was a fact, and we both knew it. His jaw tensed, but he gave a single nod. Yes. His name was known across the world. He wasn't just an alpha, he was a legend, feared, respected, untouchable. And yet, here he was, standing in a cold stream, chasing after me like I was the only thing that mattered. "You shouldn't be my mate," I said, shaking my head. "This isn't right." He took another step forward. "And yet, it is." His voice was softer now, but no less certain. He stopped only a foot away from me, the heat of his body pressing against the cool night air. I tried to keep my breath steady, but it was useless. My chest rose and fell too fast, my heartbeat thundering in my ears. "I won't let you run again," he said, his voice dropping even lower. "Shift. Let me see you." His words weren't just a command, they were a plea. I squeezed my eyes shut, my body trembling. I didn't want this. I didn't want him. But my wolf did, and that terrified me more than anything else. The pull was overwhelming, an invisible force pressing down on me, pushing me toward him. My body reacted before my mind caught up, and a sharp heat rolled through me. My fur shimmered, a glow surrounding me as the shift overtook my form. In a breath, I stood before him, bare, my skin kissed by moonlight, my chest rising and falling too fast. I wrapped my arms around myself instantly, shielding what I could. Werewolves weren't shy about nudity. We were creatures of nature, raw and untamed. But I was different. I never shifted without my clothes nearby. I had never exposed myself like this in front of anyone. His golden gaze raked over me, slow and consuming. I felt it like a touch, burning everywhere it landed. My stomach clenched, heat crawling up my neck as my fingers gripped my arms tighter. "Remove your hands," he ordered, voice deep, husky. I swallowed hard, shaking my head. "No." The word was weak, more breath than sound. I wanted to refuse him, to hold my ground, but my limbs betrayed me. Against my will, or perhaps because of his pull, I dropped my hands. His eyes darkened, his expression unreadable. He took one slow step forward, then another, closing the distance until only a breath separated us. The scent of him, wild, masculine, utterly consuming, wrapped around me. His heat pressed against my skin, and I felt myself sway slightly, trapped in the force of him. A single finger lifted to trace the line of my jaw, feather-light yet searing. "You are mine," he murmured. Something snapped inside me. Whether it was rebellion or surrender, I didn't know. But I didn't stop myself when I grabbed his face and pulled him into a kiss. He didn't hesitate either. His hands gripped my waist, pulling me flush against him, his mouth claiming mine with an intensity that stole my breath. The water splashed around us, the coolness a stark contrast to the fire burning between us. I didn't know how it happened. One moment I was resisting him, and the next, I was lost in him. His touch, his taste, the way he dominated every part of me without even trying. His tongue slid against mine, sending shivers down my spine. My body melted into his, my heart pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. Then pain. Sharp, burning, unrelenting. I gasped, my body jerking as an unbearable heat spread through my shoulder, straight to my soul. My eyes flew open in shock. No, he was marking me. Not gently, not with permission, not with restraint, and of all without my consent. I tried to push him away, tried to fight, but it was too late. His teeth had already sunk deep into my skin, sealing the bond, tying us together in a way that could never be undone. A wave of shock and unbearable intensity slammed into me. My knees buckled, my hands clawing at his arms as the world tilted. My body pulsed with white-hot fire, my mind spinning between agony and pleasure. My wolf howled inside me, caught between submission and fury. He growled against my skin, his arms tightening around me as he pulled away just enough to whisper against the fresh mark. Mine. Only mine. The first thing I felt was heat. Not mine. His. My body ached everywhere, like I had been set on fire from the inside out. The mark on my shoulder throbbed, burning in rhythm with my heartbeat. I tried to move, but strong arms caged me in place, holding me against something hard, warm, and unyielding. Him. My eyes flew open. The room was dim, lit only by the glow of embers in a fireplace. Heavy stone walls, thick curtains drawn across tall windows, the faint scent of leather and pine. His den, his territory. I wasn't in the forest anymore. I was in his bed. And I was naked. My breath caught. My arms moved instinctively to cover myself, but his hand was already there, sliding across my stomach, firm and possessive. "Don't," he murmured, his voice low, still rough with sleep. "I want to see you." I stiffened, shoving at his chest. "Let me go." Golden eyes opened slowly, lazily, as though I hadn't just tried to fight him. He looked at me like I was the only thing worth looking at in the entire world. His lips curved in something that wasn't quite a smile. "You're awake?" I said, "Let me go." Instead of answering, he sat up, dragging me with him until I was straddling his lap. The motion was so smooth, so casual, like I weighed nothing. My hands pushed against his shoulders, but he didn't move, not an inch. His strength was infuriating, terrifying, and intoxicating. "You bit me," I hissed, my voice trembling. "You marked me without my consent." His golden gaze darkened, his thumb brushing over the fresh mark on my shoulder. The touch sent a shiver racing through my body. "I claimed you," he corrected, his tone calm, absolute. "Now every wolf will know who you belong to." "I don't belong to you." Something sharp flickered in his eyes, anger brief and controlled, but then it was gone, replaced by that same terrifying calm. "Say that again," he murmured, his hand tightening on my waist. I swallowed, heat rising in my chest. "I don't belong." His mouth was on mine before I could finish. The kiss wasn't gentle. It was rough, consuming, his tongue sliding against mine with a dominance that made my body betray me all over again. I shoved at him, clawed at his chest, but every time I tried to pull back, he deepened the kiss, dragging me further under his control. When he finally pulled away, my lips were swollen, my breath ragged. He studied me, his eyes burning. "Your mouth lies," he whispered, his thumb brushing my lower lip. "But your body doesn't." I hated him. I hated that he was right. Heat curled low in my stomach, the bond pulling at me, demanding, aching. I clenched my fists, shaking my head. "You're controlling me. It's the bond. It's not real." His grip on my waist tightened, dragging me against him. I felt the hard length of him pressing against my bare skin, proof of exactly how little control he had left. "It's real," he said, his voice husky, dangerous. "And I'll show you." I gasped as he shifted, pushing me back onto the bed, his body hovering over mine, caging me in with his strength. The firelight caught on his golden eyes, making them glow like molten metal. His hand slid down my thigh, firm, possessive, leaving sparks of heat in its wake. "Stop," I whispered, but it came out weak, more breath than sound. His lips hovered over mine, so close I could feel the warmth of his breath. "Tell me you don't feel it," he murmured. "Look me in the eyes and tell me you don't want me." I swallowed hard, fighting the pull, fighting the way my body arched toward his touch. He kissed me again, silencing the word before it could leave my mouth. This kiss was slower, deeper, every movement deliberate, designed to unravel me. his tongue tangled with mine, his hand sliding higher, gripping my thigh possessively, as if daring me to deny him. The bond pulsed between us, electric and consuming. My body betrayed me again, heat pooling where his hand lingered. "Say it," he growled against my lips. "Say you're mine." I shook my head, even as a whimper escaped me. His teeth grazed my throat, right above the mark. My body arched helplessly, torn between fury and craving. His growl vibrated against my skin, low and dangerous. "You will." His lips trailed down my throat, slow and consuming, leaving fire everywhere they touched. My hands pressed against his chest, desperate to push him away, but he didn't budge. He was immovable, like trying to stop a storm with bare hands. "Stop fighting me," he growled against my skin, his teeth grazing the mark he had left hours ago. My body shuddered, a mix of fury and helpless desire. "I don't want this," I whispered, though the tremor in my voice betrayed me. His golden eyes lifted, catching mine. "You want me," he said, voice dark and certain. "Your wolf knows the truth, even if your pride doesn't." And God's help me, he was right. The bond burned between us, every breath I took sinking with his, every pulse of his heart thrumming inside me like it belonged to mine. I hated it, I hated him, but my body craved him like air. His hand slid lower, gripping my thigh before forcing it around his waist. The motion spread me open beneath him, vulnerable, exposed. I gasped, my claws digging into the sheets as he pressed harder against me, the proof of his desire hot and demanding against my core. "Feel that," he murmured, his breath hot against my ear. "That's what you do to me, Hazel. No other female. Only you." A whimper escaped before I could stop it. His answering growl vibrated through me, primal and possessive. I tried to twist away, but his hand caught both of mine, pinning them above my head with effortless strength. "No," he snapped, his eyes burning. "You don't run from me. Not here. Not ever." He kissed me then, hard and bruising, his tongue claiming mine with the same ferocity as his hands claimed my body. Every stroke, every movement was dominance. He wasn't asking. He was taking. My body arched helplessly beneath him as his free hand slid down, tracing over my ribs, my stomach, lower still until he touched the heat between my thighs. My breath broke into a gasp, shame and need twisting together. "Say it," he growled, his fingers stroking me with devastating precision. "Say you're mine." "No," I gasped, shaking my head. His lips curled into something dark, almost wicked. "Then I'll make you say it." His fingers pressed harder, sliding into me with a relentless rhythm. My back arched, a strangled cry leaving my throat as pleasure shot through me like lightning. My legs trembled, my body betraying me again and again. He watched every reaction, his golden eyes sharp, triumphant. "You see," he whispered harshly, "your body can't lie to me. You were made for this, for me." Tears stung my eyes from frustration, from fury, from the unbearable heat flooding me. I wanted to deny him, to claw him off me, but every touch dragged me closer to the edge. "Please," I gasped, not even knowing if I was begging him to stop or begging him not to. His mouth claimed mine again, swallowing my cries, his tongue dominating every desperate sound. "That's it," he groaned, his voice ragged. "Beg for me, little mate. Beg your alpha." The title cut through me, raw and commanding. My body tightened, trembling, my climax tearing through me before I could stop it. Pleasure consumed me, overwhelming and terrifying, my wolf howling in surrender even as my mind screamed no. But he didn't stop. He shifted, his weight pressing me deeper into the mattress as he freed himself, thick and heavy against my thigh. My breath caught as realization struck. "No," I whispered, panic lacing my voice. His golden eyes locked on mine, wild and desperate. "Yes." In one swift thrust, he filled me completely. My cry broke the silence, raw and unrestrained, as my body stretched around him. The bond flared like fire, searing through every nerve. He growled low in his chest, burying his face against my neck as he drove into me, each thrust harder, deeper, claiming every part of me. His hands tightened on my wrists, holding me down as if I might vanish. "You feel that?" he snarled between ragged breaths. "That's mine. You're mine." Tears slipped down my temples, my body arching with every brutal thrust. I hated him. I hated how good it felt. The bond dragged me under, drowning me in him, in us, until there was nothing left but his scent, his heat, his dominance. "Say it," he demanded again, his voice hoarse. "Say you're mine, Hazel." I clenched my teeth, refusing. His pace grew harsher, punishing, the sound of our bodies colliding, filling the room, primal and raw. His teeth found my mark again, biting down just enough to send another wave of unbearable ecstasy crashing through me. I broke. "Yes!" I cried, my voice shattering. "Yes, I'm yours!" His roar filled the room as he thrust deep, his release spilling inside me, claiming me in the most final way possible. His body shuddered, his arms crushing me to him as though letting me go would kill him. We collapsed together, tangled in heat and sweat, his breath harsh against my ear. He didn't loosen his grip. He didn't give me space. His lips brushed the mark on my shoulder, a whisper that was both vow and curse. "Mine. Only mine." Morning light burned through the heavy curtains, blinding me as I tried to move. Pain lanced through my body, sharp and hot, reminding me of every brutal thrust, every bite, every touch from the night before. My thighs ached, my wrists were sore from where he pinned them, and between my legs. Gods, I could still feel him. A growl escaped me, low and furious. I shoved the sheets away, slipping out of the bed before he woke. My body trembled as I pulled on my clothes with shaking hands, refusing to let the tears spill. I hated him. I hated myself. I hated this bond that turned me into a stranger in my own skin. But the moment I opened the door, his voice stopped me cold. "Running again, Hazel?" I froze. He was awake, lounging back on the bed like a predator at rest, golden eyes gleaming in the morning light. His chest was bare, muscles flexing as he propped himself on one elbow. There was no shame in him, no guilt, just possession. "I'm not yours," I snapped, forcing the words out through clenched teeth. His smirk was slow, dangerous. Last night says otherwise. Heat rushed through me, humiliation burning my cheeks. I turned away, storming down the hall before I lost control. The whispers started the moment I entered the dining hall. Wolves fell silent, their gazes cutting to me, to the scent I carried. His scent. I shoved my plate away untouched, my wolf restless on edge. Then I felt him, entering the room, his presence swallowing everything. The pack bent their heads instinctively, a wave of submission rippling through them as Adrian strode forward. His eyes locked on me, unwavering, claiming me without a single word. He didn't sit beside me. He didn't have to. He simply brushed his fingers across the back of my neck as he passed, a fleeting touch that felt like chains. My body betrayed me, shivering under his claim. The hall buzzed again, wolves whispering about their alpha's mate, about me. I slammed my fists against the table, standing abruptly. His hand caught my wrist before I could move another step. "Enough," he said, voice low and final. I yanked against his grip, fury rising. "Let me go!" His eyes flashed gold, his wolf surging just beneath the surface. "I warned you, Hazel. Keep testing me, and you'll see exactly what happens when you disobey your alpha." The challenge hung between us, thick and electric, and then, like last night, the tension snapped. He didn't drag me back to his room, no. He carried me, ignoring my kicks and curses as if I weighed nothing. The door slammed shut behind us, and before I could speak, he had me pressed against the wall, his body caging mine in. "You think you can walk away?" he snarled, his breath hot against my cheek. "After last night, after letting me claim you. I didn't let you—" His hand covered my mouth, silencing me. Enough lies. His voice was pure alpha command, low and vibrating with authority. My wolf whimpered inside me, bowing against my will. Your body belongs to me, your wolf knows it, and I— His lips brushed mine, slow, punishing. I'll make sure you never forget it. He kissed me hard then, his tongue ruthless, his teeth nipping until I gasped. His hand slid under my shirt, tearing the fabric in half as though it were paper. Adrian, say my name like you did last night, he growled, his mouth trailing down my throat, biting, sucking, marking me with new bruises. His knee forced my thighs apart, pressing me open as his hand slid down between us. I whimpered, hating the heat pooling low in my belly. That's it, he murmured darkly. I'll take my time this time. You'll feel me everywhere, slow and deep, until you remember nothing but me. His words seared into me as his fingers found me, already slick, traitorous. My nails raked his back, half in resistance, half in desperate need. He pulled back just enough to meet my eyes, his expression fierce. You're mine, Hazel, every night, every day, every breath. And when he took me again, this time slower, more controlled, each thrust deliberate, it wasn't just claiming, it was a punishment, worship, obsession carved into my very skin. And I couldn't stop falling. The courtyard hummed with the easy noise of wolves' men sharpening knives, women tossing their heads back in laughter, bodies moving in a rhythm that didn't include me. I sat at the edge of it all, perched stiffly on a bench, my wrists finally free but my throat still heavy with the memory of his grip. I thought I could breathe for just a moment. Then a shadow fell across me, not his. A young wolf crouched down, brown-eyed, gentle, with that look people give you when they sense you're breaking but don't dare to say it out loud. Hey, he murmured. You holding up? You don't look like you belong here. A bitter laugh threatened to crawl out of my chest. You think? Instead, I gave him the smallest smile, a shard of kindness I hadn't let myself feel since Adrian dragged me into this cage. I'll survive. For half a second I almost believed it, but then the air shifted. The ground seemed to pulse beneath my feet, my skin prickled, and before I even looked up, I knew. Adrian. His presence hit me like a storm, sharp, electric, terrifying. He was already staring, eyes molten gold, fury carved into every sharp line of his face. The boy stuttered something, his body stiff with fear. Alpha. Move. That single word was enough to make him vanish. He scrambled back like prey, sensing the predator's teeth. But Adrian wasn't looking at him. His gaze was all over me. You think you can smile at him? His voice was low, dangerous, shaking with something wild. My throat burned. I wasn't— He didn't let me finish. His hand clamped around my wrist, yanking me up so fast the world spun. Gasps rippled through the crowd, wolves turning, watching. I could feel their eyes. Heat raced to my face, anger, shame, fear. He shoved me against the wooden post, the impact rattling my bones, his body pinning mine so tightly I couldn't breathe. You belong to me, he growled, close enough that his breath scorched my ear. Say it. My teeth clenched. I wanted to spit at him, to curse him. I wanted to scream asterisk, no asterisk. But all that came out was silence. His lips twisted. Fine, I'll remind you. Then his hand was in my hair, jerking my head back until my scalp burned, the other dragging down my body, bruising, claiming. Adrian, I gasped, panic flooding me as I felt what he was about to do. Not here, not like this, not with all of them staring, but he didn't care. He wanted them to see. He shoved my skirt up and slammed into me in one brutal thrust. A cry tore out of my throat, my nails raking the wood. My body betrayed me instantly, hot, wet, clenching around him even as my mind screamed stop. His hand closed around my throat, forcing my gaze up to his. Look at me. Not them. Me. I couldn't look anywhere else. His golden eyes burned into me as he pounded harder, faster, each thrust a punishment, each snap of his hip sending shockwaves of heat and shame through me. I heard the gasps, the whispers. I knew they were watching. I felt it. But all I could do was cry out against the post, my voice breaking as pleasure tangled with humiliation until I couldn't tell them apart anymore. He shifted his gaze past me, to the boy who dared to crouch at my side. Adrian's lips pulled into a feral grin as he drove even deeper, grinding against me like he wanted to split me open. "She's mine," he growled for them all to hear, his voice rough and raw, "and you'll never forget it." I shattered against him, my body convulsing, betraying me as release ripped through me. The sound I made didn't feel human. It felt like surrender, humiliating and hot and impossible to stop. Adrian snarled low in his chest, spilling into me, grinding me into the wood until my knees buckled. His hand around my throat kept me standing, kept me his. When he finally leaned down, his words were fire against my ear. "Smile at another man again, Hazel, and I'll fuck you so hard in front of him, he'll smell you on the air for days." My whole body shook, from rage, from release, from him. And I hated that I couldn't decide which one burned hotter. He pulled back just enough to hold me upright, his chest heaving, lips brushing my temple. "You belong to me," he said softly, but every eye could see the truth. "Only mine. Never forget it, little mate." Even now, hours later, my skin still tingled from the firelight, the burn of his claim, the shame and desire tangled together like a storm inside me. I hated him, but I wanted him more than I wanted anything. And I knew he felt it too. Even in the safety of my own room, I couldn't escape him. I hadn't seen Adrian for a few hours that felt like days, and every nerve in my body hummed, aching for him. The whispers had started. Low voices outside my door, carrying through the walls, talking about me, about us. "They think she's weak," I heard one male wolf say. "She's his, but I don't like her," another murmured. I clenched my fists, trying to shut them out, trying to tell myself I didn't care. But my pulse raced for another reason. Adrian would hear them. He always did. And when he did, he didn't forgive. I didn't have to wait long. The door slammed open before I could react. The air shifted, heavy and sharp, and I froze. Golden eyes, dark as fire, wide shoulders blocking the entire doorway. "Hazel," he growled, voice low and lethal. "They were talking about you." I swallowed, heart hammering, trying to force my legs to move. I wasn't... He didn't let me finish. His stride closed the space in 2 long steps. One hand yanked me by the wrist, the other pressed against my lower back, pushing me to the edge of the bed. "You weren't what?" he demanded, teeth flashing in a cruel grin. I heard them whisper, "And now I'm going to make sure they remember who owns you." My stomach turned, part terror, part heat. I tried to step back, tried to push him away, but his hand caught my jaw, tilting my head up. His thumb brushed over my lower lip, gentle enough to make my knees weaken, yet rough enough to remind me I didn't get to choose. "You belong to me, Hazel. Only me," he murmured, voice vibrating through me. "And they'll know it." Before I could respond, he tore at the fabric of my dress, pulling me into his lap. The bed creaked under his weight as his hands roamed, claiming, needing, marking. I tried to resist, to push him off, but my body betrayed me, instantly clenching, trembling, desperate for him. Heat pooled low, my chest rising and falling too fast. He caught my hands above my head, pinning them to the mattress. "Look at me," he ordered. "You're mine, and they're going to watch." I tried to hide my face, shame burning every inch of me, but he tilted my chin up. His lips crushed mine in a rough, scorching kiss. Teeth grazed my bottom lip, tongue demanding entrance, and my body arched instinctively against him. "You're wet for me," he whispered against my lips. "Even thinking about those wolves watching, your body betrays you. You want me, little mate." I bit back a cry. I did want him. Every nerve, every ache in my body screamed for him, but the shame twisted it sharp, a knife in my stomach. He didn't care. He plunged into me hard, low, unrelenting, each thrust a warning, a claim, a public announcement of ownership. I gasped, nails digging into his shoulders, my body shivering, convulsing, every moan escaping me despite my shame. "You're mine," he growled, voice rough as he picked up pace. "Say it. Say it for them. Say it so everyone knows." "I'm yours," I screamed, breathless, heat and humiliation twisting together. He didn't stop, grinding harder, letting the bed creak under the rhythm of his dominance. My body convulsed, shattering under him, mind spinning in a haze of pleasure and shame. When he finally collapsed against me, chest heaving, I thought I could breathe again. My skin burned, my body trembling, my heart racing. He pressed his forehead to mine, voice low and fierce. "They'll never forget. You're mine, little mate. Only mine." I didn't speak. I couldn't. My body still shivered, still buzzing with him inside me, still aching from the way he'd marked me in front of the pack, and I hated myself for wanting more.
Adrian's point of view.
She tried to run. Again. The audacity of her defiance made my blood boil. My teeth ached to mark her. My hands ached to claim her in ways that weren't just physical. Hazel had no idea how close she was to breaking me entirely. Every whispered word to another wolf, every smirk, every heartbeat not aimed at me. It was an insult I couldn't allow. And yet, she was mine. My mate. My fire. My obsession. I watched her from the shadows of the pack house, the curve of her spine, the way her hair fell across her shoulders, the way her small, sharp frame carried a strength that shouldn't have been able to resist me. But she resisted anyway. I moved to her, silent as the night, predatory, calculated. She flinched when I stepped out of the darkness, but that flinch, that hesitation, it fueled the hunger coiling tight inside me. "Adrian," she whispered, voice trembling, defiance still dripping from every word. I smirked, closing the gap between us. "Hazel," I murmured, low, deep, letting the syllables roll over her like a warning. "Do you really think I'll let you hide from me?" Her eyes flicked away, but I caught every movement, every pulse of her racing heart. She was mine, every part of her, and if it took showing her no, forcing her the truth, then so be it. My hand slid under her arms, lifting her against me effortlessly. She gasped, her nails pressing into my chest in protest, and my golden eyes darkened. Resistance only made her sweeter, sharper. "You're wet for me," I murmured, lips brushing her temple, teeth grazing her ear. She shivered, body clenching in betrayal and need, and my hand roamed lower, feeling her betray herself to me completely. "Even now, you can't hide it. Even now, your body screams for me." Her sharp intake of breath, her trembling, the flush spreading across her skin, it was intoxicating. My mate, trembling under me like she belonged nowhere but here. I pushed her against the bed, chest pressing her down, arms pinning hers to the mattress. "Look at me," I demanded. "You're mine, only mine, and you will feel it. Every inch of you, little mate." She tried to argue, to fight, but her words were weak, trembling against my strength. I smirked, licking the shell of her ear, biting gently at her neck, the marks already forming, leaving ownership written on her skin. Her body betrayed her instantly, arching, clenching, crying out against me even as she tried to resist. I didn't slow. I never slowed. Each thrust was deliberate, rough, possessive a message to her, to the pack, to the world. Mine. Every scream, every whimper, every ragged breath she gave was mine. I drove into her with a relentless rhythm until her legs shook, until she collapsed against me, until I finally let her rest against my chest. She tried to catch her breath, tried to pull herself away, but I held her close, forehead pressed to hers, voice low and rough. "Do you understand now?" I whispered. "You are mine. No one else. No one ever. Only me. Only mine." Even as her chest rose and fell against mine, I knew this wasn't the end. My obsession, my need, my control, it would never end. She was my fire, my mate, my obsession, and I would never let her go. I saw him the moment he stepped into the pack house, another male, visiting from a nearby territory, thinking he could even look at my mate. My blood turned to fire, and every muscle in my body coiled like a predator ready to strike. Hazel didn't see him yet. She was laughing softly, unaware, letting him lean too close, touching her shoulder. Lightly. I didn't hesitate. I crossed the room in 3 long strides, golden eyes fixed on the male. Every wolf around us sensed the storm. I could feel the air thrum with my anger, my dominance radiating outward like heat. "Step back," I growled, low, lethal. No one mistook it for a request. The male froze, but he didn't move fast enough. Hazel's eyes widened the instant she registered my presence, my scent, the sheer weight of me standing between her and anyone else. I didn't even wait to think. My hands were on her, pulling her to me, pressing her chest against mine. Her warmth, her smell, her softness all mine, and I could feel the bond screaming that she belonged nowhere else. "She's mine," I rumbled, voice vibrating against her ear. "Only mine. And if you touch her, I'll tear you apart." Hazel trembled under me, her lips parting, eyes wide. Part fear, part need, all mine. I didn't care who was watching. I didn't care who judged. This was a statement. I lowered my head to her neck, biting lightly at the pulse point. She gasped, pressing into me, but I held her firmly. "Do you understand, little mate? Everyone will know. You belong to me." Then I shifted slightly, hips grinding into hers. The male's jaw went slack. Hazel's eyes fluttered closed, breath catching, body betraying her. She wanted me. Even here, even with eyes on us, her body belonged only to me. I let my hands roam her back, down her thighs, claiming every inch of her. Each thrust was deliberate, possessive, a warning to him, a mark to her, a claim I needed her to feel. "Say it," I growled against her ear. "Say you're mine. Say it so everyone hears you." I'm yours," she choked out, voice trembling, ashamed yet burning with desire. "Good. That was it. That's all I needed." My hands gripped her tighter, pulling her flush against me as I fucked her hard, rough, claiming. The pack stared, the other male frozen in awe and fear, and Hazel moaned, shivered, melted into me like she always did, even as her eyes flicked to the others in humiliation and heat. When I finally slowed, collapsing against her chest, I whispered, rough and low, "No one will ever touch you. No one will ever want you. You are mine. Only mine." Her body shook against mine, her breath ragged, but I could feel it, the bond, her need, her surrender, and I knew, with every ounce of me, that I would never let anyone, not even her, escape me. Because she was mine, and I was dangerously, utterly obsessed. She thinks she can push me. Hazel's defiance is what makes me lose control. Every sharp word, every glare, every attempt to argue back, it drives me harder, angrier, hungrier. I catch her just outside the pack house, hands on her hips, chest heaving, and I know she wants me to chase her, wants me to punish her. I grab her wrist, spinning her into me. My hand cups her cheek, tilting her head up, golden eyes locked onto hers. She's trembling, pretending she's in control, but I can see right through it. She's wet, slick, desperate, and it's all mine. You think I'm letting you walk away, little mate? I growl. I'm not just going to take you. I'm going to make you scream my name until you beg for me, until you're mine in every way. Her chest rises and falls quickly. I'm not yours, she spits. But her body betrays her, pressing against mine, trembling at the heat that pools low. I laugh, low and dark, teeth grazing her jaw. You're mine. You're dripping for me right now. Do you think I don't see it? Do you think you can hide how much you want me? Before she can respond, I push her against the wall of the building. My hands slide under her shirt, cupping her breasts roughly. She gasps, pressing into my touch even as she struggles. I grip her hair, tilting her head back, and bite down gently on her neck. God, you're such a filthy little mate. Always fighting me, always pretending you're not mine. But your body doesn't lie. You're wet and trembling and begging without even realizing it. She tries to push me away, claws raking my chest. I laugh again, ignoring it, grinding my hips into hers. You feel that? Every inch of you is mine. I'm going to fuck you so hard, right here, against this wall, and everyone who sees will know exactly who owns you. I don't give her time to respond. My hands slide down her thighs, lifting her just enough to wrap her legs around me. She gasps, nails digging into my shoulders, breath coming in short, ragged bursts. I shove into her in one brutal thrust, watching her choke out a scream of both shame and pleasure. Say it, I growl, voice rough, each word pressing against her ear. Say you're mine. Say it so I can hear you, little mate. I'm yours, she gasps, almost a whisper. Louder, I snap, thrusting a gew in, my hand gripping her ass, holding her tight. Say it right. Say you're mine, and only mine. I'm yours, only yours, she screams, arching against me, body shaking with each thrust. I drive into her harder, faster, hips slamming against hers, marking her with my scent, my dominance, my obsession. I bite down on her shoulder, leaving teeth marks, and she cries out, nails digging into me. I can feel every pulse of her need, every shiver, every gasp, and it twists me tighter, sharper. You're mine, I growl between thrusts. I'm the only one who's ever going to have you like this. You don't get to speak to other males. You don't get to smile at anyone else. You don't get to even breathe without me knowing. You're mine, little mate. Do you understand? Yes, she screams, body arching against mine, heat and desire consuming us both. I hold her against the wall, pounding into her, watching her lose herself in me completely. My hands grip her ass, her hair, her thighs, claiming every inch, making sure she knows that resistance is useless, that defiance only makes me want her harder. And even as her cries echo in the night, even as her body writhes beneath mine, I know this is only the beginning. Hazel is mine. She will never escape. She will never want anyone but me. And the thought makes my obsession grow, hotter, darker, more desperate. She thinks she can hide from me, that she can slip away for a moment and pretend she isn't mine. But every step she takes, every glance she throws at another male, every breath she draws while imagining someone else, it drives me mad. I catch her outside, talking to one of the younger wolves. Her laughter rings in the night like a provocation. My hands curl into fists, and before I even realize it, I'm across the clearing in seconds, closing the distance between us like a storm. Hazel freezes the second she sees me, eyes wide, chest heaving. She knows, always knows. But the little spark of defiance still burns there, and it's infuriating, exhilarating. I grab her wrist and pull her against me. Her body stiffens, trembling, heart hammering. I press my forehead to hers, letting the tension crackle between us. You think I'm going to let you smile at him, talk to him, touch him even with words? I growl. My teeth graze her jaw, and she shivers violently. You're mine. Every inch of you belongs to me. Every moan, every gasp, every heartbeat. Her lips part in a small gasp. I wasn't. I laugh darkly, sliding my hand up her shirt to cup her breast roughly. She whines, pressing into my grip, betraying herself again. You're lying if you think I don't see how wet you are, I rasp, grinding my hips against hers. Even talking to him, you're dripping for me, and it makes me want to break you open right here, make you scream my name so loud everyone knows whose cunt this is. She trembles against me, biting her lip, trying to fight the heat, the shame, the desperate need. I tilt her chin up, my thumb brushing over her lower lip, forcing her eyes to mine. You can't hide it. I can feel every tremor, every shiver. You're mine. And if I catch you thinking about another male again, I will fuck you until you forget your own name. Her nails dig into my chest, her body arching against mine, pleading and challenging at the same time. I thrust into her from behind, hips slamming with deliberate force, my hand gripping her waist tight, tilting her forward. Say it, I growl into her ear. Say you're mine. Say it like you mean it, or I'll make sure you'll never forget that I own you. I'm yours, she cries, body trembling under my grip. All yours. Good. That's all I needed. I pull her flush against me, letting my lips trail down her neck, leaving teeth marks, biting, sucking, claiming. Every movement, every thrust, every low growl tells her, the pack, and the world that she belongs to me. You're my filthy little mate, aren't you? I whisper against her skin. All resistance, all defiance, and you melt for me anyway. You're my body, my heat, my obsession, and everyone can see it. Everyone can know it. She cries out, writhing under me, shivering, shuddering, her body betraying her, begging for me without words. And I give it to her. Harder, faster, marking, claiming, reminding her, and anyone watching that no one has what I own. When I finally pull her close, chest pressed to hers, I murmur, rough and low, you're mine, only mine. Don't you ever forget it, little mate. No one else will ever touch you. No one will ever get you like I do. You belong to me, and I will never let go. Even as her shivers settle and her breaths come in ragged gasps, I feel it, the bond, the obsession, the hunger twisting tighter inside me. She's mine in every sense, and I would chase her to the ends of the world to prove it again and again. She tried to hide from me again. I could smell her before I saw her, the heat of her body, the trembling of her pulse. That defiance, that fire she carried, it made me hunger for her even more. I caught her near the edge of the forest, hands brushing against a tree, pretending to enjoy the night. My growl rumbled low in my chest before I even opened my mouth. You're going to learn that hiding from me is pointless, I said, voice sharp, dangerous. I'll find you every single time, and when I do, you'll remember whose body this is. Her eyes widened, but there was that flicker of fire I loved to break. I didn't hesitate. My hands were on her hips, lifting her easily, pressing her against the tree. She gasped as I crushed my body into hers, heat meeting heat. You feel that, little mate? I whispered, lips brushing her ear. Your cunt is mine. Every tremble, every shiver, every wet inch of you belongs to me. You think you can talk to others, look at others, breathe in anyone else's presence, and nothing will happen? You're wrong. I slid inside her with a single thrust, watching her gasp, arch, and press into me. Her nails dug into my shoulders, her breath ragged, and I drove harder, faster, each movement possessive, claiming, reminding her that she was mine. You're mine, I growled, biting at her neck. Do you understand? Every male here will know. Every time someone looks at you, they'll know they can never have you. You're my body, my fire, my mate. She moaned, shivering, her hips rocking against me, body trembling with need. I didn't hold back. I thrust with deliberate force, marking her, gripping her waist, pressing her legs against me. Her scream, her cries, Her helpless gasps, they filled the night, filling me with a possessive satisfaction I had never felt before. She was mine in every sense, and I was going to make sure she knew it. When it finally ended, I collapsed against her, sweat and heat mingling. Her body pressed to mine, still trembling, heart racing. I let my forehead rest against hers, breathing heavy, feeling her pulse slow only slightly. She looked up at me, wide eyes, lips trembling. "Adrian, did you mark me just for fucking me? Or because I'm your mate?" I tilted my head, lips brushing her temple, voice low and rough. "Both," I admitted, chest heaving. "Every bite, every thrust, every claim was for you. For your body, yes, but also for your heart. I'm not just taking you, little mate. I'm owning you because you're mine, because you're my mate, and no one else will ever have you." Her chest rose and fell against mine. Her eyes shimmered, unsure, searching me, trying to understand the fire inside me. I didn't know you felt that way. I thought maybe it was just about possession." I cupped her cheek, thumb brushing over her lower lip. "It's possession, yes, but it's more than that. It's an obsession. It's need. It's knowing that if I don't have you, I can't breathe. You're my heart, Hazel, my fire, my mate, and I'll spend every day proving it to you." She pressed her forehead to mine, trembling, letting out a soft breath. "I'm scared, but I want it. I want you." My lips curved in a dark, possessive smile. "Good, because I'm not stopping. I'll take you, claim you, make you mine every second of every day, and you'll never regret it." She let herself melt into me, body pressing against mine, heart sinking with mine, and for the first time since the bond snapped, I felt something else, not just hunger, not just obsession, but something deeper. Something that whispered that this wasn't just about taking her, it was about us.
Hazel's point of view.
I knew I shouldn't have stayed out this late, but some part of me wanted to see him, to feel the pull of the bond again, even though I hated how much it made me weak. I didn't have to look to know he was there. I could feel him, scent thick in the air, presence pressing against me like gravity. My heart raced, and my stomach twisted in equal parts fear and longing. "You're late," he said, voice low, dark, dangerous. I turned, and there he was, golden eyes locking onto mine like a predator sizing up his prey. But I wasn't prey. I tried not to be. I started, but words failed me. His gaze drilled into me, and I realized how small I felt under his scrutiny. He stepped closer, heat radiating from him. "You can't hide from me, Hazel. Not now. Not ever." My pulse hammered. My body trembled before my mind could catch up. Even as I tried to step back, he closed the space in a heartbeat, pressing me against the wall of the forest shack. His hands gripped my hips, holding me tight. "You think you can talk to others, smile at them, even breathe without me noticing?" His lips brushed my ear, teeth grazing softly. "I'm going to make you remember that you belong to me, that I own you." I trembled, breath catching. I'm yours," I whispered, almost a plea. "Good." That was all he needed. His lips were on mine in an instant, possessive, demanding, as if every moment I tried to hide from him made his need sharper. I moaned, body pressing to his, gripping his shoulders as he shoved me against the wall, hips grinding, hands claiming. "You're dripping for me, little mate. Do you know how it twists me, seeing your body betray you for me?" His voice was rough, dark, and it made my core ache. "Every moan, every shiver, every gasp belongs to me. I own you, every inch." I gasped, head thrown back, body shaking as he pressed me harder, faster, hips slamming against mine. Every thrust, every movement, every growl against my skin was a claim, a warning, a possession. I could feel the bond humming between us, pulling tighter with each heartbeat. "After what felt like forever," He slowed, letting me catch my breath. My body still trembled, chest heaving, core still tingling from the intensity of him. He pressed his forehead to mine, breathing heavy, hands still gripping my waist. "Tell me," I whispered, voice shaky, "was that just for fucking me? Or because I'm your mate?" He cupped my cheek, thumb brushing over my jaw, golden eyes softening slightly. "Both," he admitted. "Every movement, every bite, every thrust was for you. But more than your body, Hazel. It's for your heart. You're mine, and I want everyone to know it. Not just for the moment, but for always." I swallowed, heart pounding. I think I'm starting to understand. The bond, the obsession. It's not just about control, it's about us. His lips curved slightly in that dark, predatory smile that always made my knees weak. "Good. That's exactly it. Us. No one else will ever have you. Only me. You belong to me completely." And in that moment, as my body pressed against his, trembling, exhausted, and utterly consumed by him, I realized I didn't want anyone else. I didn't want to resist. I wanted him, all of him, and I wanted to let him claim me in every way possible. I had been warned about wandering too far, about testing him, about letting even a hint of flirtation slip. But I couldn't help myself. Part of me wanted to see the fire in his eyes, the way he reacted when someone else dared to look at me. I didn't have long to wait. I was talking to a visitor from another pack, laughing softly when I felt the shift in the air. That weight, that heat, that invisible pull. My stomach clenched. I knew before I saw him that Adrian had arrived. And then I did. He appeared like a shadow, tall and dangerous, his golden eyes locking on me with a possessiveness that made my knees weak. The other male froze the moment he saw Adrian, but I was already trembling, heart hammering, because I knew what was coming. Adrian closed the distance between us in a heartbeat, hands gripping my hips, pulling me flush against him. My breath hitched as his body pressed into mine, heat radiating through every inch. "You were talking to him," he growled, voice low and dark, each word vibrating against my chest. "You think I won't notice? You think you can even speak to another male without consequences?" I tried to speak, tried to explain, but the words stuck in my throat. My body betrayed me, pressing against him despite my fear. He caught my jaw, tilting my head up, golden eyes drinking me in. "You belong to me," he said, teeth grazing my ear. "Every look, every word, every laugh, it's mine. Do you understand me?" "Yes," I whispered, trembling, chest heaving. I'm yours." Good. That was all it took. His lips crushed mine in a kiss that left me dizzy, breathless, heart pounding. I tried to resist, tried to hold some control, but it was useless. Every inch of me wanted him. He pushed me back against the edge of the clearing, hips pressing into mine, hands roaming over my body, claiming, marking, reminding me and anyone watching that I was his. "Do you feel that?" he murmured into my ear. "That's your body screaming for me. Every nerve, every shiver belongs to me. You're dripping for me and I don't care who sees it. Do you understand? No one else will ever touch you like this." I couldn't stop myself from moaning, pressing into him, letting my body answer him even as my mind raced with embarrassment and heat. He grinned, dark and dangerous, before thrusting into me hard, his hands gripping my hips, tilting me, making me bend and arch exactly how he wanted. "You're mine," he growled again, voice rough, low, commanding. "Do you hear me? Mine in every way, and everyone here will know it too. You're mine, only mine." I cried out, lost in him, in the force of his dominance, the intensity of his possession, the undeniable pull of the bond that connected us. My mind went blank, my body on fire, completely surrendered to him, and for the first time, I didn't care who saw. When he finally slowed, chest pressed to mine, I gasped, trying to catch my breath, still trembling from the force of him. "Adrian, I'm still wondering if you're just fucking me for your own fantasies, or because I'm your mate?" He brushed a strand of hair from my face, golden eyes softening, voice low but still dark. "Both. I take you, I claim you, because I need to, but it's also because you're mine. Not just your body, but everything you are. No one else will ever have you." I leaned into him, pressing my forehead to his chest, letting the warmth, the rhythm of his heartbeat, the strength of his presence fill me. I think I understand now. It's not just about possession. It's about us. It's about being together. "Yes," he murmured, wrapping his arms around me tighter. "Us. Always us. And I'll spend every second proving that to you, little mate. You're mine. Only mine. Forever." I shivered, letting myself melt against him, body and soul, finally willing to accept that I didn't just want him. I needed him, and there was no turning back. I had tried, once, to deny it, to resist him, to pretend that I wasn't pulled to him like a tide to the shore. But now, standing here, with his eyes on me, golden and feral, I knew there was no turning back. He didn't say anything at first. He just walked toward me, each step measured, deliberate, commanding, until the world narrowed down to just the two of us. My breath hitched, my body trembled, my heart raced faster than I had ever known it could. "You've been hiding from me," he said finally, voice low, dark, and dangerous. "Thinking you could touch someone else, laugh at someone else, speak to another male, and not feel me." I swallowed hard, chest tight, but I couldn't speak. I wanted to. I wanted to argue. But the way he looked at me, the way he moved, the heat radiating from him, it crushed every bit of resistance inside me. "Hazel," he growled, stepping closer until I could feel the heat of his body seeping into mine. "You belong to me. Every inch of you, every thought, every gasp, every shiver. You're mine, and no one will ever touch you the way I do." My body betrayed me completely, pressing against him even as my mind screamed to resist. I could feel the wetness pooling between my legs, my core aching for him, my blood humming with need. He didn't wait for permission. He grabbed my hips, lifting me onto the edge of the clearing, pressing me against the wall of the pack house. My back arched, nails digging into his shoulders as he thrust into me hard, fast, claiming me in every way a mate could be claimed. "You're mine," he growled, voice rough, low, feral. "Do you feel it? This is what it means to be mine. Every nerve, every inch of you, every scream and moan mine. Only mine." I gasped, cried out, pressed against him, completely lost in him. He bit at my neck, leaving marks, pressed his hands over my breasts, tilting me as he drove into me again and again, each movement more demanding, more raw, more consuming than the last. "You feel so good," he whispered, lips brushing mine briefly before moving to my ear. "Every sound you make, every tremble, every shiver, it's my claim on you. You're mine in every way, little mate, and everyone can see it if I want them to." My head dropped back. My body trembled. My fingers clutched at him, holding on as he fucked me hard and fast, completely unrelenting. Every thrust, every growl, every rough, possessive movement was him claiming me, reminding me that I could never escape, that I would never want to. And then suddenly, he slowed, holding me close, lips brushing my shoulder, murmuring low, dangerous words that made me shiver even as I cried out. "Come for me, little mate. Let me feel you scream my name. Let me know you're mine." I lost control completely, screaming his name, body pulsing, shuddering, collapsing against him as he drove me to the edge over and over until every nerve in my body burned with the fire of him. He held me as I trembled, heart hammering, chest heaving, my body still slick and trembling from the force of him. I buried my face against his neck, letting the last of my resistance dissolve. "You're mine," he murmured again, voice rough, possessive. "Only mine. Don't ever forget it. You'll never need anyone else. No one else will ever touch you the way I do." I looked up at him, breath shaky, body still quivering. I'm yours," I whispered. "All of me. Only yours." His golden eyes softened just slightly, but the hunger never left. Good. That's exactly how it should be. Mine in every way. Forever. And then, with a final surge of dominance, he lifted me completely, holding me against him, and I felt his wolf beneath his skin, raw and powerful, claiming me fully as we sank together into the forest floor. The world narrowed, the night air hot against our skin, and every thrust, every growl, every shiver, every scream was a seal on our bond. We moved together, heart to heart, body to body, wolf to mate, until there was nothing left but us, until the fire of him consumed me entirely, and the obsession that bound him to me burned hotter than anything else in the world. When it was over, he held me close, breathing heavy, golden eyes soft but still fierce. My body trembled against his, completely spent, utterly claimed. "You're mine," he whispered one last time. "Forever, no matter what, only mine." I closed my eyes, letting myself melt into him, letting the bond, the obsession, the desire, and the love settle into every inch of me. I didn't just belong to him. I needed him. I wanted him. And in that moment, I knew I would never be free, nor would I ever want to be. We were ours. Always ours. The morning sun filtered through the trees, painting the forest floor with gold. I woke to the weight of him pressed against me, chest to chest, the warmth of his body radiating through mine. My fingers traced the lines of his muscles, memorizing every inch, every scar, every curve I now knew belonged to me. "Morning," he murmured, voice low, husky, lips brushing my temple. His golden eyes opened, locking onto mine, and I felt that familiar pull, that invisible thread binding us together tighter than ever. "Morning," I whispered back, breath shaky, heart still racing from the memory of last night. He shifted slightly, one hand sliding between us, fingers brushing my side, teasing, claiming. I shivered, pressing closer, letting my body respond to him without hesitation. His lips found mine, soft at first, then harder, deeper, consuming, reminding me that I was his in every sense. "You feel like this is permanent, don't you?" I asked softly, voice trembling, curiosity and need blending together. "Permanent," he growled against my lips, pulling me flush against him. "You think this was ever temporary? You're mine, little mate. Every moment, every touch, every gasp, all mine. Forever." I gasped as he trailed kisses down my neck, teeth grazing my skin, leaving marks both tender and possessive. His hand slid under me, gripping me, tilting me back against him as he pressed inside, slow, deliberate, claiming, reminding me that I belonged to him. The warmth, the pressure, the sheer dominance made me arch into him, moaning as my body surrendered fully. "God, Hazel, you're mine," he whispered, voice low, feral, as he thrust, slow at first, then harder, each movement a claim, a promise, a seal on our bond. "Only mine. No one else will ever take you like this." I wrapped my legs around him, hands clutching his back, body trembling with the overwhelming need and satisfaction of being completely his. The bond hummed, pulling us together, every nerve, every pulse, every shiver a reminder that this was permanent, inevitable, and exactly where we were meant to be. "Forever," I whispered against him, breathless, heart racing, finally letting myself admit it. "Forever," he echoed, voice rough, dominant, as he drove into me again, faster, harder, until the world disappeared, leaving only the two of us, wolf and mate, body and soul intertwined, completely and irrevocably claimed. When we finally collapsed together, sweat slicked, bodies still trembling, I knew there was no escape. There never would be. And I didn't want there to be. We were his and hers, forever, inseparable, unstoppable, and utterly consumed by the fire that bound us.
Every part of me, it longs for you in every way, so deep and true, physically, mentally. My heart is yours, my soul whispers your name forevermore. Whether you love me or hate me, I wanna be